If there's anything I love more than tier lists, it's nepotism, baby. Oh yeah. Well, no, actually, I don't love nepotism at all. Really. But it's never going to go away. It's been around since the beginning of time, probably. I would know. I checked online. I've also been getting a lot of YouTube videos about nepotism in my recommended. So I figured, why not make one about nepotism in the music industry? Definitely not going to talk about every single nepotism baby in the music industry. That would be pretty crazy. The video would be a little long. The video would be a little too long if we did that. Songpsych. But before we get into this video, how about you like this video and subscribe to Songpsych? We upload every week. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want, but if you don't, I'm gonna be pissed off. Why don't we take a step back and define what nepotism even is? What even is that? I'm throwing all these big words at you, not even gonna tell you what the hell it is. Nepotism is basically when people with power or influence will favor their friends or family, especially by giving them jobs. So pretty much when someone is already in the music industry or entertainment industry, it makes it easier for their kids to get in the industry because they can just like drag and drop. The entertainment industry isn't the only place we see nepotism. It's everywhere. But in the entertainment industry, you know what they say, you gotta know somebody. Let's start off with, drumroll please, Willow Smith. Willow is the daughter of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. She also has a brother named Jaden, but we're not talking about Jaden right now, are we? I think that Willow is definitely unique, and I think that because she comes from so much money and power, she has more room to experiment. But is that a bad thing? No, because she's unique. She chooses to do that, and she chooses to like do a pop punk album if she wants, just to see what happens, and that's awesome. I think that all nepotism babies, especially in the entertainment industry, do have that room to experiment more because they have that in to the industry and they have that sort of safety net. But not all of them choose to do something as different as Willow. Like, she has come so far and evolved so much as a creative. I mean, she started with Whip My Hair. And I saw some interviews that Willow really didn't want to do all of the promotion and tour stuff for Whip My Hair, but her parents kind of like really pushed her to do it. She literally said that her biggest regret is Whip My Hair. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was really pressured by her parents to do something in entertainment so young. If I were her and music was forced upon me at such a young age when I really didn't want to, start a career yet at the tender age of 12, I don't know if I would want to go back into it. But I think it's cool that she still circled back to music and is still churning out hits today. I really do appreciate how she just tries new things, even though she gave us Emo Girl, okay? I don't want to talk about it. I fell in love with an emo girl. My favorite album by Willow is Willow, in case you were wondering, in case anyone asked. That's my favorite. But I've been a huge fan of her since high school, honestly. I found her a really long time ago through Wait a Minute, and it's been so cool to see how timeless that song seems to be because it came out so long ago. I used to love it in high school, and then it trended on TikTok, and it's still really popular now, and it's been like a long time. I think at the end of the day, Willow is really talented. She's a great writer. She has a really cool voice and a pretty clear creative vision, even if she's not afraid to change that creative vision so much, like do different things, she can. Hell yeah. S tier. Let's give her S tier. I'm not gonna ding her for Emo Girl. Listen, I don't like it, but if MGK's team came to me and said, yeah, we will pay you an obscene amount of money to be on this song, I'd be like, yeah, sure. I fell in love with an emo girl. Yeah, I guess I did. Number 2, Miley Cyrus, daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus and Tish, you guessed it, Cyrus. If you're not familiar with Big Billy, he's a super famous country star, actor extraordinaire. And a little known fact about Billy is that there was a short period of time on Wikipedia where his name was actually Boris Ray Cyrus. And I know that because my friend from high school changed his name on Wikipedia to Boris Ray Cyrus in computer class, and then she got nervous that she'd get in trouble, so she changed it back 20 minutes later. Miley started out on Disney Channel with her very own show, Hannah Montana. And Billy Ray was in the show too. Good old Boris. Apparently, Miley initially tried out in Hannah Montana for the role of Lily, Miley's best friend. But Miley got the lead role instead. Whoa. What? I mean, Miley's undeniably talented. Her voice is incredible. She has a ridiculous range. Yeah, Miley had the weird dead pets phase. Okay, we all know. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room. It was a little silly. She did the whole thing with Robin Thicke on the stage. And we'll get to Robin Thicke later. Yeah, okay. Like, Dead Pets was a Walmart version of all the genres she was trying to do. But I'll say it, in high school, I liked a few songs. I liked a few songs off Dead Pets. I liked, what's it called? Tiger Dreams. What does it mean? What does it mean? That song. I really liked that song. One of my favorites. Well, okay. I just liked the part where she screamed, because I thought that was really cool that she could have so much control over her voice but still scream. Pretty cool. But listen, this goes back to my point about nepotism babies in general. They don't have to be afraid to experiment. And Miley here, when she broke out of her shell, she broke it. She punted that shell. She absolutely experimented. Miss Miley here, not afraid to experiment. And not all of them do that. I mean, when she was in her Disney Channel era, honestly, I mean, growing up, having to really make sure that your image is like prim and proper, she was just like, everyone, I'm just gonna do a ton of drugs for like a year and make whatever the hell I want. She deserves to do that. It's her life. Why not? I do think that Miley was a great actress on Disney. I think that her style of acting is really fit for children's shows. But I think when she's in more serious roles, at least from what I've seen, I haven't really been so impressed. I mean, she was overall, like, she was fine in Black Mirror, but there were some parts, especially in the serious scenes, where I was like kind of taken out of it because of her acting. Like that one scene where they're like eating dinner and she's like, "You're not gonna tell me what to do." I'm just like, okay, Miley. She has a type of voice where you can just hear it in any context and be like, oh, is that Miley Cyrus? That's cool. And I think anyone that grew up as a child star, it's gonna be hard to come out of that normal. Yeah, I'll give her an A tier. B tier? A tier. I'll be nice. I'll give her an A tier. All right. Number 3, Gracie Abrams. Gracie is a singer-songwriter and the daughter of J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams is a filmmaker and composer. He produced Lost, Star Trek, Star Wars. But fun fact, J.J. Abrams is also a nepotism baby. Oh, that's right. You heard it here first. You probably didn't. I found it on the internet. He is the son of producer parents. What? Shocker. I will say, honestly, I haven't listened to every single Gracie Abrams song. I didn't dive into her whole discography. But in my opinion, from what I have heard, and I've listened to a fair amount of her music, she's all right. I'm honestly pretty lukewarm about her music. I want to like it, because she's really popular. She clearly has something going. I mean, I think that the production value is good. Like, she's not bad or anything. She just doesn't really blow me away. You know what I mean? But if you're a Gracie Abrams fan, please prove me wrong. Give me some recommendations for songs. We'll give her a C tier because she's not mean as far as we know. And she's not bad. She's just okay. All right, The Strokes. Let's move on. I honestly had no idea that The Strokes were nepotism babies, or at least one of them is, until I read an interview with Phoebe Bridgers where she talks about nepotism and how the Strokes are industry plants. So I did a little digging, like, what is she talking about? I'm glad you asked. Well, I asked, actually. So the front man of the Strokes is, of course, Julian Casablancas. Incredible. His dad's name is Blue on Wikipedia, so he must be important. John Casablancas, founder of Elite Model Management. And Julian's mother is Jeanette Christensen, a Danish model and the 1965 Miss Denmark, who later became an artist. Sure, yeah, his parents have connections in an industry, in some industry. That doesn't mean there's like nepotism happening in the music industry if his parents are just models. Or does it? No. Let's move on to the other guy I'm I want to talk about. Albert Hammond Jr., the guitarist, occasional keyboardist, and occasional background vocalist of The Strokes. He's the son of singer-songwriter, you guessed it, Albert Hammond. Because like the guy is Albert Hammond Jr. Be a little weird if his dad wasn't named Albert Hammond. Be a little weird. Are you allowed to legally do that? Like, if I had a kid and I wanted to name it like Dinkle Jr., but like my name's not Dinkle, like, could I do that? So Albert Hammond, the father of Albert Hammond Jr., a prolific songwriter, best known for his 1972 hit single It Never Rains in Southern California. It never rains in California. And his mother, Claudia Fernandez, a former model and beauty pageant winner. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if like Albert's dad did a whole nepotism thing, I guess. Like, just, opened some doors for the Strokes. If he was a prolific songwriter, like, yeah, he probably had some connections. Probably knew some business people. Probably got them in the door. I grew up listening to the Strokes. I love the Strokes. Someday, I actually sang as an audition for an a cappella group at my college. And let me tell you, I did not get in. But I love the Strokes. And they're one of those bands from my childhood that I can still listen to now and be like, yep, I still love them. That doesn't happen all the time. So that's a good sign. They know how to give you a good chorus, baby. Yes, they do. So guess what? They're getting an S tier. Yeah, that's right. Last and least, spoiler alert, it's Robin Thicke, son of Alan Thicke, Canadian actor, songwriter, and game and talk show host. He's on the Canadian Walk of Fame. I didn't even know that Robin Thicke was Canadian. So yeah, he's dipped his toes. He has dipped them in the little industry we call the entertainment industry. Yeah, he probably helped Mr. Robin out with some of his stuff. And it's a real shame because Robin Thicke used to make good music, has never felt the warmth of a woman, or so I thought. Turns out he's felt the warmth of one woman for a long time, and then they had problems, and then he gave us Blurred Lines. We'll get to that though. I'm skipping a few chapters. Let's start from the beginning. I read a really interesting Vox article about how Robin's music evolved, or maybe devolved is a better word, as a result of this breakup he had. Once upon a time, Robin Thicke meets Paula while they're in high school. They start dating in high school. She was his everything. All of his music when he was with Paula was about his love for Paula. Then something changed in 2009. Then things shifted. His music started to focus less on love and more on lust. But even on his song Love After War, he's clearly begging for Paula back. He clearly misses the lady. I said I'm sorry that I acted like a selfish child. Please forgive me, baby. I was out of line. So then they got back together again, apparently, or something. I don't know. I'm not Robin. I'm not Paula. What do I look like? Then in 2013, Blurred Lines came out. And in the video for Blurred Lines, all these naked women are draping themselves over Robin Thicke while he's in a suit and he's giving you a smirk. Apparently Robin Thicke tried to argue that the video for Blurred Lines was somehow a feminist movement in and of itself. That's so feminist of you, Robin. We love that. So yeah, the video is now banned from YouTube. The lyrics are also really creepy, kind of gross. It's a shame because Robin, he had a lot of potential. Lost Without You is a really good song. Lost without you, get up myself, how does it feel? And it's a shame that people like him can get a head start, can get their foot in the door because of someone else's hard work, just to act like a piece of garbage. That I don't like. So, without further ado, let's give him an F. Yeah, I said it. So, in conclusion, what have we learned today, class? Nepotism is everywhere. Every industry has nepotism. I definitely don't like it, but I can understand it. I don't think anyone likes nepotism. I don't even think that nepotism babies like nepotism all the time. To always be known as like this person's son, this person's daughter, whenever someone writes an article about you, kind of sucks, Like you want to be known as your own person. But can you really blame people for nepotizing? If you had the power to help your sibling, your child, your best friend get a really good job, wouldn't you? Or would you leave them figure it the fuck out? It's hard to say. And if you had the chance to get a shortcut to become rich and famous, would you say no? Yeah, I guess that's my thoughts on nepotism. Not going anywhere. Nothing we can do to stop it. It's part of our makeup, I think, to want to help people that we like. And yeah, that's the tier list. Okay, what do you want me to talk about next? Bye, love you guys. Songpsych.